Hello everybody and welcome back to the series Trucking in Europe. Icelandic farmer here. Today we were going to drive some truck here, but if we remember last time we did go from Helsingborg to Jönköping. So I was thinking because we did drive to Jönköping and we don't own our truck, we will see what we will find for job from Jönköping and see where it will lead us. We don't know that yet. So go to quick job. Let's see, we are up here and we get a long drive here to Kristiansand with a Renault. Could get a little closer, a little bit more money. With the DAF, doesn't look so bad. And it gives us quite a lot of money, 5,000. It's only 331 kilometers. Let us take that one and see what it will bring. We are going to drive some cheese, I think it was standing there. Yeah, cheese, 18 tons of cheese. This is a quite a good looking truck, super space of course. Here it is. Let's start it up. Nice sound. Put the lights on. Put it in a gear and let's drive forward a little bit. So let's stop here. Need to go out, of course, and check that everything is good here. Yeah. Cars, brake lights. Yeah. Looks as it should be. Everything. So let's jump in here. We can just take that one away there. We have a sat nav down there in the cab anyway. So let's start drive up to Västerås from Jönköping. It will probably take us a few more trips before we will go and buy yourself a new truck, our own truck. I'm not sure how long it will take us to get there, but hopefully not too long. So we are already almost on, I think it was 10,000 euros. We should stop here and I want to get a little bit there so I can see all the mirror on the left side. Now we can start drive. It looked like we were so far away in the front here and almost touching the front shield with the forehead. I think maybe not, but I like to be a little bit further in the back. I remember when I did drive truck myself, I am not that quite big myself. I'm a little bit short person, and I got the problem in the trucks. They are so high up that I got problem under the thigh. It started to hurt. So my truck owner, the man that I did work for, he taken lowered the seat. You take the seat bottom off and cut off some steel of it, and I think it was about 5 or 7 centimeters that he cut it off, so I could get a little bit lower in the seat, and that actually helped me very much to sit in the truck. So it's just really really what can I say, important, sorry, really important for you to when you are driving a truck, and a long distance truck, you sit good and don't get any problems of sitting in a long time. When you are driving long trips on a truck in real life, you can be sitting down in a 4.5 hour before you can before you take your first break, for example. So 4.5 hour is quite a long time before you stop and go take yeah, maybe lunch or dinner, doesn't matter. But of course it is good when if you have possibility to stop on rest areas and stretch your legs a little bit, take a walk around the trailer and the truck and see that all the tires are in place and everything. So of course you can do that, but probably many times I lived when I was driving, time is quite expensive, so you need to use all the driving time you have on the road, because if I remember before, it was in, I think it was in 2006. If you can see up here in the console in front of you, almost in the middle there, this is the machine that recognize your driving, how you drive, how long you're driving, how fast you're driving, what time it is. Before it was just a little round paper that you put in the behind the speedometer. Before you open the speedometer and put this paper circle in there with your name, the kilometer stand on the truck, and where you did start the day. Say if like to now we started in Jönköping, you will written down Jönköping on that paper, and there's one little needle in the behind the speedometer will tell everything when the truck stopped, and when and how fast you was driving, all from 10 kilometers up to I think it was called I think there was 120 kilometers was standing on this paper. But today it is much more digital. You put a card in this machine up there in the middle, just looking just like your bank card, Visa card or something like that, and that this machine will put everything on the card. So if the police will stop you and they want to see how you have been driving, and if you've been driving too long or something like that, they just take the card, put it in the computer, and they will see everything that you have been doing. So these machines before was like that. They did steal time from you. They did count time in minutes instead of seconds. So if you did stop the truck, came down to a rest stop and just go and take and stretch your legs or something, and take and stop the truck there, and went out and stopped for 2 minutes, for example, the truck will only notice you for stopping 1 minute, because after you stopped, it took the truck at least this machine at least 1 minute after you stopped. It will count driving time. So if you were driving, for example, in a big city, many stops and goes and stops and goes, the driving time will go quite fast away from you, even though you weren't actually driving, because when you are like in more on traffic in the city, when you come and are going to work, you are always the truck is always the car is always moving a little bit by little, but actually you are standing still maybe 1 minute and start again, and this machine did steal driving time. You can't they have actually said that many times, that they have changed it from now. It will take count in seconds instead of minutes, so you don't lose driving time in moron traffic, or that was problem, because if you like before with this paper machine, this paper circle that you had behind the speedometer, that that one did not steal anything. It just showed when you stopped on the second, and it did show when you started again on the second. Didn't matter, because it was controlled by the transmission. When the transmission did start to move, then the needle started to move. So, but these new ones are electronics, will go to the transmission, and will have some delays or something. I don't know what it is actually that it did do this. So the time is quite expensive, as I'm trying to say here, with these new machines that you use in the trucks to tell the authorities how you have been driving. So, but of course it is very important to stop and take some and stretch your legs a little bit, and see that everything is looking good on the trailer, and no tires explosion or bad too little air in some of them, and yeah, it's good to take a stop and check everything, so everything is okay. So that is just some little information from real life truck driving. Here in the game you can drive, what is it, 10 hours before you need to rest. Isn't it something like that? And actually never 8 hours there. It is something about 9 or 10 hours, I think. Oi, we did miss just because I was talking too much. So how will we do that? Should we just take and see if we can turn around here? Can try. It's actually looking just like many foreign truck drivers that are driving in Europe, when you follow the GPS totally to every every corner of the streets. Sometimes they will get in trouble. They follow it too much, and happens to go right out in the forest on some small roads and don't find the way out and get stuck. It's just looking a little bit like that. Will he let us out? He didn't get any chance. Just pushed ourselves out in the traffic here. Don't think there is a far way here left. I think we are quite close to a town that is called Örebro. And after Örebro comes Västerås. So yeah, this is where you get off to drive to Oslo, actually. Then you are here. We are in Örebro, actually. Don't if you did see my last video, I got some lagging problem, but this doesn't seems that we have that problem today. Actually, it looks quite good today. There, Örebro commune. Yeah. Here I've been driving quite a lot when I was truck driver in Sweden. Why don't he just move? The AI traffic is actually quite bad. I don't know what it is, or if of course, are actually quite bad in real life, of course, but this is a little bit maybe just like them. Truck driver just standing still in the right lane, left lane. Some of them just do that, actually. Is this looking better, the graphics in the game? I don't know. You have any opinion on that yourself if you're playing? It looks much greener and I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I can see we are a little bit lagging. If it is the graphics that is a problem, I don't know. Not far left. We are soon coming up to Västerås. Not far away where I did live, actually. It's just a half an hour drive from Västerås to where I live. Don't think if we take up the map here, we have the place that I did live. You have Örebro here, and we are going up there. On this spot here is one place that is called Enköping, and there is a road just go between these two highways here. It's called the number is 55 on this one. Is it interstate? I think maybe it's called. I'm not sure. And right here down is a little place that is called Strängnäs, and that is where I did live, actually. So all this area was a little bit where I did drive quite a lot, and of course I did drive much up and down North Sweden, Piteå, Luleå, and places like that. So it's quite familiar places. You have some places that you actually recognize in the game, and that's quite nice. Like in Södertälje, Scania, the factory for Scania trucks. I actually recognize it exactly the same. Quasipurten. It looks just like it. And it's quite nice when you can be driving around in a game and see some landmarks that you actually have seen in real life. And like when you're driving a truck across the countries, and of course across all Europe. I have not driven a truck that much around Europe, mostly Sweden and a little bit in Norway. I actually live in Norway right now in Stavanger. So, but I've never driven a truck between Oslo and Stavanger or other places. Only Oslo and Sweden actually. So I only did driven truck in Iceland, and that is quite hard in the winter. Very much snow. You need to know how to use chains, for example. You need to know how to use chains here in Norway, of course, too, because in the winter you can't drive a truck except having chains for both car and trailer with you. If you don't, you are not allowed to drive in the winter. You need to have, I think it is 7 chains with you in the truck. One chain for the one front wheel, 4 chains for the driving axle, actually 1 chain for each wheel on the drive axle, and then you need to have 2 for the trailer, so you can put 2 chains on the trailer. I actually did get to learn how to put chains when I did drive a truck in Iceland. When you have done it sometimes there is no problem to it, actually. Quite easy after a while. And doesn't matter if you stop to do it. It just take you about 15 minutes to put them on, and then it's just start driving again. There we are. I think it is here we should go in. Isn't it? I think so. Yeah, this there. We just drive in here and line it up. beeping for me. There. Park brake on. Turn off. There. Turn off the lights and take off the trailer. There. Disconnect the trailer. Excellent. Job complete. Got a nice XP from this job. Newbie. Yeah. Got long distance delivery. Bonus for parking the trailer. 45 XP. Yeah. Got 347 XP. It's the same as the distance of the we did drive. There. What should we take? Long distance or high value cargo? Put one in high value cargo. There. So now we are up to 14,700. We could buy, I think. Let's check. I always forget how much we can get for one. Let's check one out. 103,000, and we have 14,000. So it will give us, if we take 100,000 in loan, we will have 11,000 euros left. It's not much, and we will not probably be able to do so much on the truck anyway. So I was thinking we will take a little bit more random jobs on or quick jobs, you can call it. But this is it for today. If you have any comments, just give me one, and I will see if I can answer all your questions. Give me a like if you like the video. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.